Hello, all. I'm a little slow today. I apologize about that. Um, oh, hold on. Um, there's some politics we could talk about, but I'd rather just play guitar today. I know it's not. I gotta tell you, I'm having. Hey, William, how you doing, man? I'm not having a good freaking week. Life maintenance shit that sort of is important, and it's just sort of hard to deal with. Uh, how you doing, man? So it's your Friday. I It rained here all day. There's a storm coming in. It's going to miss us. It's going to skirt into New York, and they're going to get rain for like 2 days. And I feel bad for them. I gotta I gotta, where can I put this so I don't forget it? Oh, let's just put this here so I can't forget it. Um, so yeah, they're ridiculous. I hope you're good, William. How you doing? Uh, it's a Friday stream, guys. Um, you should enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your moment of clarity. Because I'm telling you, man, the storm's gonna roll through. It's not gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, you're gonna be part of that uh, front. Do we even want to look it up? Let's look it up. Hurricane this weekend. Yikes! That doesn't look good. Henry, northeastern. You normally it hits us, and you guys get rain. And now about them was wondering where the imagery was, but this time it's all in the northeast. This is Jersey. This is I want to say Delaware, right? Rhode Island is higher. This is Virginia. This is the district of uh this is DC. This is Long Island, Connecticut, right? Up here is Maine. Yeah, Rhode Island's over here someplace. There it is right there, Rhode Island. So this is Delaware. Look at that. Go. No, my God. And it missed us. It missed us by like a lot. So yeah, it did, normally it swings in, right? And this little bump pushes it sort of right up in here. And like Washington and New York will get it. But by the time it gets about here, it begins to weaken. But sometimes when it misses the coast completely and it comes like it's doing here, it's sort of like it misses everything. It's going to hit you guys with just a whole bunch of rain. Hurricane plan in place as well as supplies. I don't even know what supplies I need. I was better at this when I lived with somebody because I had this thing to take care of her and the dog, and I'm just kind of like, fuck it, which is not good. Here it, yeah, look at this. Look at this track. This track is weird. Oh, good lord, I really do hate news agencies that aren't really fucking news agencies. Uh, let's see what you got for me. Yeah, look at this. It didn't hit. It just went straight up and into New York. This is going to be well. Luckily, as you get uh, up, the water gets colder, so it should weaken. But it's still a Hurricane One. I don't think they're going to be playing Yankees games, man. Oh man, I used to love baseball, but since here being out of the market, The I don't even follow it anymore. Excuse me. 85 miles an hour Saturday at 2 p.m., 85 miles an hour Sunday at 2 a.m., 75 miles per hour Sunday at 2 p.m., 50 miles per hour. That's good. A giant drop by the time it swings into the city Monday at 2 a.m., and 35 by the time it hits New York. So by the time it gets to Boston, these winds should be 30, maybe 20 miles. Oh, up here it is 30 miles. Oh wow, it's not gonna lose a lot. It's gonna lose like 5 miles an hour. Look at that. Bam. With full force right into Long Island. Long Island is gonna have all sorts of fucking problems. It's times like these that I'm glad I'm not lit. Thunderstorm warning, hurricane warning. Hurricane is all on the island. Hurricane watch, Providence, Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah. This is not awesome. It's like right in the pocket with 10 million people, 30 million people up right here, and it's coming right here for you. Places that have flooding issues, you're gonna see the subways sort of drop themselves out. All right, let's cut this off. Uh, so yeah, I'm doing I think gonna be doing guitar practice today because I'm sort of in my feelings about a thing and I don't know what to do about it. Uh, and that can only be a crappy attitude on my part, which I don't need. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those things are stupid wide. How wide is a hurricane? How wide is a hurricane? How wide is an hurricane? It's as wide as a state, right? 300 miles, typical about 300 miles, although they can be very considerably in size. Yeah, approximately 20 to 40 miles is the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, this whole thing looks bad for the weekend. Oh, excuse me, I've been up for a minute. Uh, and also, since I haven't spoken to very many people today, part of that is also moving your jaw around will make you yawn. It's a true thing. That has very little to do with the conversation of the person. But if you've been working all day or up all night running around, not talking to anybody, when you begin to talk to people, your yawn. Excuse me. Ugh, excuse me. Yeah, it's sort of it is what it is, man. I was watching doing some watching of this Afghanistan thing, which is crazy because they're talking about there's between 10 to 15,000 Americans still in Afghanistan. And I was like, oh, how are you going to get them out? Oh my God, it's so bad. Um, People can disappear there. You won't know that what happened to them. You can't blame the Taliban, but you actually can. But like a lot of people there aren't journalists. You know what I'm saying? They're like they were making money there while this whole debacle was going on. So part of me is like, good, shame on you, and good for you, right? No one really cares about the pain of other people when money's involved, especially Americans. That which is that's horrible. So now I'm pulling for you to get all the Americans out, even though some of those Americans are warmongers and war profiteers and all the rest of it. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, man. They're talking about 3,000 people a day can come out. 3,000. Uh, that's like 5 trips if you get all the Americans out. But that's a problem, right? Excuse me, good lord, you have to get to the airport, and people can't get to the airport. But the Taliban will eventually knock on your door. You can't. It's not like no one's gonna ever. And even if you don't, you're gonna run out of food, right? And even if you don't want to be seen out there with your uh, non-Taliban looking face, the people who are helping you, who may get you food, will get their head cut off for helping you. You need to get out of Afghanistan, right? Like the place is on fire, because for you, it's on fire. And that I don't even know how to do it. The president said anybody who wants any Americans who wants to come home. What? What do you mean? Who wants to? Who wants to stay there? It sounds the wording of that is like, well, we tried to get it right. Everybody else wanted to stay. Really, we got to take your word for that? Okay, all right. So 600 miles wide, baby. A hurricane can be 600 miles wide. Look at how big that stupid thing is. Yeah, we know how they work. People that should not have hurricanes have hurricanes. Florida always has a hurricane. I don't even know how people do it. God bless you, because I don't think I could do it. Could not live in a hurricane zone. I don't think I could live in a earthquake zone either. Um, Good Lord, what's going on with my snout? So, like when I lived the Northeast, it was the thing was blizzards, right? And blizzards are fairly fucking brutal. They really are. Um, I mean, snow everywhere, everywhere, and everything is slippery. And then you got to walk through piles of it, and you'll work up a sweat just trying to get to the bodega to get like milk for your coffee. Make sure you got dog food or cat food or baby toys or your favorite snacks or toilet paper and milk, all the perishables. Because you're going to be, if you don't have to leave, don't leave. But people have kids, right? So you're going to be cooped up for a couple of days. You're going to have like food stuff to like occupy the kids, not just dinners. Like, do you want a cookie? Okay, right. Just sit down and watch. I don't know. Is Elmo so popular? I don't know what the kids watch now. And then keep your eye on the news because they were like, oh wow, it should stop snowing in like 3 weeks. You're like, oh great, excellent. And then your boss will go, you still have to be in on Monday. Oh yeah, it's just. But here, like hurricanes, the disaster is a little more imminent. Oh my God, I'm like, ugh. Give me a second. What is going on? What is going on? I have to blow my honker. All right. Yeah, that is some good stuff. All right. It just feels full. It feels full, but I don't think it's full. Well, it's obviously not full. I just drank it. It's half full. When it normally gets to be half full, I refill it in hopes of keeping the internal cold versus having to re-get it cold. It's weird, though. I know it's weird. It's weird, but it's water. It's good for you. So yeah, I am obviously my midlife crisis is interesting. I don't want a Ferrari or a Corvette. Good, because I can't afford any of those things. Um, don't want a 20-year-old girlfriend. Uh, don't want to move and reinvent myself. Maybe learning the guitar is part of this. Did some push-ups today, weaker than I used to be. That's age, right? But I was like, huh, you used to be able to knock out 35, 40 of these stupid things. I think I got 12 out. So I don't know if that's because the pandemic, a year and a half of the pandemic, I put on a lot of weight. Um, if that's it, or if I'm just, and then on top of it, since yesterday, my mood has been nuts. They were throwing babies over the razor fence to the American. Yeah, I saw that footage. It wasn't so much throwing them as one uniform guy in his uniform and his helmet and his flak jacket with his gun, grabbed the baby. The baby had to be about 2 or 3 months old, right? And just kind of like like this, had the baby like this. And some dude back there was like, "Oh, I'll take the baby." Then I was like, "See, you're gonna have infants here. You don't know whose infants they are." And I get it. Some parents are like, "I'm not getting out here to save my kid." I totally get that. Because your first concern is life, right? As a parent, you want to know, who are you? Why are you hanging out with my kids? All this stuff, blah 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 blah. But in this scenario, you're like, "Stranger, please take my kid with you. Please, I mean, it's dark. It's dark, and they're just not. They're just not. It's the whole energy of it. Look, this is. I'm a weirdo. I'm about to refurbish this show. And I don't know what it's gonna be. Regular title, regular show episodes. Because this is 11, but tomorrow will be 52 of 50 days of guitar practice of whatever, and then tomorrow night, all right, and then Sunday will be Sunday session, um, 7 a.m. Because I switched it. The 7 a.m. show is only Sunday morning, so the only 7 a.m. show is Sunday morning. And that's gonna be the second iteration of that, and then Monday it'll be show 12. So these daily chats, the catch ups, are I essentially weekdays, and there's two separate shows for the weekends. One my standard guitar practice, uh, and the other one is sort of a Sunday morning spiritual talk shit fest. Uh, but I got to tell you, um, I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life now that I got to fix, and that's a hard thing to do and do this. Uh, so people have weird headspaces, right? I don't when I'm feeling like this. Uh, I don't drink. I don't say I don't. It's rare that I do, and I keep an eye on it because I'm telling you, I've known people who, like I said, they'll drink when they're happy, right, and then they'll drink with a bunch of people, and then they'll drink when they're sad by themselves, and all they're really doing is drinking. Uh, no, I would never tell anybody to stop drinking, give up drinking, blah, 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 blah. But I would say, drink. Well, if you're gonna drink a lot of fucking what, drink a lot of water too, right? If you're gonna eat a lot of beef and cheap and steak and all this stuff that clogs your arteries, clog your heart, especially about the time you're about 45 to like 55, that's when these things begin to like hit you, and people have heart attacks or strokes because, quite frankly, they haven't moved in forever, and they walk from their car. They no, they get up, they go to the bathroom, they brush their teeth, they walk to the dining room, or they'll walk to the kitchen. After that, they walk out the house. They walk maybe 25 feet if it's far. If they're right outside the house, they walk 10 feet to the car. Then they drive someplace and they're walking around after they get out for maybe 3 minutes, talk to somebody standing up, right? To 3 to 5 minutes, uh, and then they're in their office sitting down for like 8 hours or so. And then it's the same thing: up a 10-minute walk or a 5-minute walk to the car, and then you sit on the sofa and you eat. And it's not bueno. Um, Everyone should have a workout exercise. Uh, Sex is a workout if you do it right, right? Really. Remember that scene in uh man, sex. I remember those days. Remember the scene in I'm about to say Animal House, not Animal House. Fight Club, where he comes to the door and Brad Pitt has a rubber glove on and a cigarette. You know, mayhem is what you want in there. You want to work up a sweat, uh, but everybody's just kind of like not physical anymore. Everybody, your enjoyment, whatever it not you, but people's enjoyment, whatever that enjoyment is, they generally watch it on TV and don't take part in it. I know a lot of like sports fans. You can watch them on TV. Their glory days when they played that sport or whatever in high school, or college, and that was 30 years ago, right? Um, I've also met people who were exercise junkies, and to me, that's not healthy either. You're still burying something. You're not dealing with something, right? If you need to, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We all have our issues. I'm going through my own issue right now. I wish that we better knew how to deal with our issues, right? People have been on the planet forever. You think uh, it'd be like some old wise tale of how you fix this and how you do that, like how you cure stuff, and just pass down, but not, not so much curing stuff, but people knowing when they're not happy and what to do about it. Sometimes you want to be alone, which is good. Sometimes you shouldn't be alone. Um, and all these things, right? Everybody just thinks if you've got an issue, then it's you and you're crazy and you deserve. And we're all dealing with something. And I hate to sound like all those hipsters, but dealing with something implies give me a moment so I can deal with it. And nobody gets an honest moment, right? You still got to be at work, you still got to do all this stuff, still got to engage with these people, and they don't care if you're happy or you're sad. They don't care. Um, so how do you deal with it, right? Especially everything has to be dealt with on someone else's clock. So it is what it is. Um, it happens to all of us. So now I'm watching. There's all this stuff that's happening in the news, right? So like Britney Spears is now being, as she's trying to get out from under her father, and then now people are saying she hit the maid and da, da, da. And here's the thing about this. We've gone through this with Britney Spears, right? Didn't she have a breakdown and beat up a car with a stick or a shovel or some shit? And then all these years later, she had small kids at the time. They were going to take her kids, right? That's how her father got custodial custody of like her, right? And she was mentally healthy enough for them to put in Vegas, right? So if she can work in Vegas as a dancing freaking, you know, cash machine for you, the least she can do is like get married, I guess, and run her own affairs. But she can't get married. She can't. Her dad checks on her from what they from what the newspaper was saying, not the newspaper, the TV was saying. Her dad checks on her birth control, which was in there just so women can be like, I'm outraged, I'm shocked. No one goes, yeah, because she's fucking crazy, and you got to make sure she doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Um, so, I mean, as a guy, I'm sitting here going, yeah, that fucking makes sense to me. Look, I'm one of those people. I do not think men and women are equal. I think they're complementary. I've been saying this for about 20 years and getting into trouble with women for it. We are not equal. We are complementary. And I proved that by when I lived in New York and we had to move a sofa up 5 flights of stairs. The men moved it and shoved it around, and the women helped moving smaller boxes, right? We all have our place. And then we all sat down and celebrated together at the end of it. Nobody was like, Helen, lift your end up higher. You kill a guy with that kind of thing. That simple would be on him or on her because somebody would drop it or. So we're complementary, and this society gets by on warfare among the citizenry. I'm talking to you from America, right? So you may be outside of America looking, but here in America, our issues are blatant, and every day they get more and more blatant. Um, People need some shit, and the government is like, "You're lazy." Yeah, right. You're supposed to work hard, and you're lazy, and da 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 da. It's just everybody seems to be unhappy, and everybody's being told their unhappiness is caused by other Americans. Meanwhile, you're watching these politicians just get it wrong. Oh my God, they get it all wrong. They get it all wrong. The Afghanistan thing is horrendous. It is really horrendous. There won't be any price to pay for that, and that's the problem. The law and order stuff stops. And like I said, if you make like 80 grand, they're gonna arrest you. But once you're like 120, you generally don't have any problem with the law because lawyers smooth all this shit over. Um, and bad guys stay in play. But the poor people, you're one and done, so they can tell other poor people that we're tough on crime. Uh, it's just a hot shit show. Um, trying to. The first cut is the deepest. Are we gonna tune this guitar? I was also I was also watching not watching, reading something about the Sacklers. The Sackler is a billionaire family who, I don't want to use the terms drug dealers, but they were essentially getting people hooked on OxyContin, and it destroyed a ton of families. And they had I wonder if I can find that as a story. That story was ridiculous. They had a kind of like hearing with the government about what they will accept as their punishment, which I was just kind of like, wow. And they were like, you know what? We'll give $3 billion, 3 billion would it be, $1 billion, and we don't want anybody to be able to sue us in the future and sue us for this thing that we did, and not just the drug dealing that they were doing. If you got sick on something else from them, they want clarity from that. So if you took their nose picking thing and you had a problem with it, they don't want you to be able to sue for that. They want this blanket immunity going back to, I guess, the founding of the country. It really is just kind of like, who the fuck is running this place? Um, and you're going to get another grandstanding like politician who will tell you he'll save you, and then it'll be more the same or worse. But they're all bad. Sacklers. Can you get these sucks? In their bankruptcy trial, the Sacklers seek broad immunity from opioid lawsuit. Broad fucking immunity. Says family and Purdue bear no responsibility for the opioid crisis. I would treat them like drug dealers. I would raid their house. I know right now they're destroying documents. So it's not illegal if you don't ask them not to destroy the documents. Right? So by the time they launch an actual voluntary search warrant, it'll be voluntary. They will have likely gotten rid of some of this stuff. That's the way I see it. Maybe that's not the way it's going to go, and I don't want to assume that they would do that. So let me apologize to these billionaires, but I really do think that that's what a lot of these people. Sackler took $10 billion out of Purdue Pharma before. Hold it. Before what? Before they were indicted. Before it declared bankruptcy. I didn't know they declared bankruptcy is for reorganized. Sackler family won't settle unless off the hook for opioids. Do we want to read this story? We're supposed to be practicing guitar because I don't need this in my life right now. And as I put it in my life, OxyContin. How bad was the OxyContin addiction? Let's look up OxyContin addiction. OxyContin addiction. It was like crack. Like crack destroyed a bunch of people. Physical and psychological reliance on opioid. It's an opioid. It's like giving people legal heroin. It just, I mean, why am I even looking this up? Addiction and crime. People are still it's so wrong. It's like the government works for them. How many people lost their kids? It's so bad. It's so bad. And they were paying doctors and taking them on trips to get them to prescribe it to people. Opioid National Institute drug abuse gives state per capita animated cocaine usage by state. Hold on, what is this? Let's look at this. Opioid summary by state. All right. Oh man, this isn't even up there. Let's make you big and me small. Look at these. West Virginia. Oh my God. Look how red it is. Look how red Ohio is. Maryland is beet red too. Oh my God. New York is, well, New York, other than New York City proper, which is down here right next to Jersey and between Connecticut, there's kind of like a little 20-mile section. All of New York is rural. The top of New York, they don't have any businesses up there, right? They have the Erie Canal going through over here into Detroit. Um, Maine, nothing to do up there but watch the moose. Don't get me wrong. Uh, so they don't have like a wild industry for the kids either, right? I'm not surprised New York is red because New York City proper may have had some OxyContin people, but not a lot. Because New York City proper will have cocaine for you, weed for you, uh, uh, all the other stuff. But not only that, it'll have skating rinks and roller parks, and well, everybody got movie theaters. A ton of museums and an aquarium, like beaches, right? All this kind of like, because I really do think if you're in a place where there's not a lot of there's not a lot going on, and you would never have been a drug addict otherwise, just the human animal used to fill the time. And when I had this dude who was from Idaho. Idaho? Where do potatoes come from? Idaho, right? Idaho potatoes from Idaho, and she said there's nothing to do there but fucking drugs and fuck. Drugs, fucking, and studying. I was like, which one did you pick? She was like, well, I don't do drugs and I was never a good student. That was a million years ago. But it's that. And maybe they can't get it into these states. But Arizona, close to the border, New Mexico, close to the border. Texas is super religious. Texas is weird, right? Was this page helpful? 6.2, 6.9 to 3.5. So New York is red, and that is 15. Michigan is redder, and that is 19.1 to 27. 15 to 19, 19.1 to 27. But dang, Ohio, West Virginia, and Maryland were on fire. And so was Rhode Island. And why do I always think, look how tiny Rhode Island is here. Honestly, Rhode Island shouldn't even be a state. It's ridiculous that it is. I say you let Rhode Island be absorbed by Connecticut. And you make, who would you then make a state? Puerto Rico. You make Puerto Rico a state. Yeah, but I mean, we need to balance out who's represented by who. They get 2 senators? Are you fucking serious? No disrespect. Not Pennsylvania was not included. Why were they not included? You should tell us why some were not included. Hawaii 4.1. Yeah, you know why? It's hard to fly drugs into an island. Hawaii. Opioid overdose deaths are identified using underlying causes of death code X40-X44. I don't know what those codes are. Opioid death overdoses are defined that have T40.1 heroin, T40.2 natural. Okay, and these are codes for heroin, T40.2 natural semi-synthetic opioid. So T40 is an opioid code. Methadone, T40, other synthetic narcotic, T46, unspecified narcotics. We don't know what it was, but it was something that knocked them off. It could have been anything. Could have been, speedball, highball, whatever they call those things. So we don't know what it was, but it had the same effect as because age-adjusted death rates were calculated as death per 100,000 using the direct method and 2,000 standard population. That's so bad. I mean, how many of these families are gone? West Virginia, 42. Jeez. Oh, Maryland, New Hampshire, Ohio, Massachusetts. Yeah, how are they not? How are they running the show on this fucking thing? What does this say? Members of the family that owns OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma will not contribute billions of dollars to a legal settlement unless they get off the hook for all current and future lawsuits over the company's activities. How the fuck can you how can you write your own terms with the law? Oh my god. All right. I don't even know how they can do that. At the hearing, oh, at the hearing in federal bankruptcy court in White Plains, New York, Sackler testified that unless a settlement is approved with those protections, including as they currently are, I believe we will litigate the claims to the final outcome, which means we're going to litigate for 1,000 years because lawyers play these fucking games. You know, but for you and I, the judge will go, this is frivolous, no. Or now you're abusing the courts, pay it. He's talking, you know what? I would arrest him and his family that night. This is the difference between America and China. You can't get away with this arrogant shit in China. But America is run by money and these fucking families who don't make the paper. Right? Wasn't Paris Hilton famously not excommunicated, but like out of the family inheritance because she was like this wild socialite knucklehead on TV and the family wanted to keep a low profile? Let's look that up. I want to make sure that that's right because I've heard that 1,000,000,000,000 years ago. Oh boy. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, it wasn't another billionaire socialite. It's Paris Hilton. But how can I write this? It's Paris Hilton. So and Heir, not H-A-R. I said air. E-I-R. What are you doing? Baron Hilton fulfilled his promise to not leave any money to Paris Hilton. Remember when Paris Hilton was photographed at a nightclub and lavish parties flaunting her wealth for all to see? She was instrumental in the birth and development of the Celebutante era. People who are famous for being famous, not for actually, being productive members of society. While the tabloids and gossip websites eating up every move Paris made, so was someone else, her grandfather, Baron Hilton. Before 2007, Baron was set to leave his $4.5 billion fortune to his family until Paris embarrassed him with her antics so badly that he changed his mind. Father bought the first hotel in 1999. Let's talk about money. Why? He felt Paris and Nikki sex tapes, reality shows, numerous DUIs, and other shenanigans were embarrassment to the family name. At Christmas 2007, Barron told his family that he was making a major change to his will. Instead of leaving his $4.5 billion fortune to his family, he was leaving the bulk of his estate to the Conrad N. Hilton Foundation. He left 97% to the foundation and split the remaining 3%, $135 million, between about 24 family members. In other words, instead of inheriting roughly $181 million each, the Hilton family members would receive about $5.6 million on each. Ouch. But wait, it gets worse. Rumor has it that Paris was entirely cut out of the will. She didn't receive even one penny from her grandfather. Barron died in 2019, and when his will was read, it turned out that he had stuck to his promise to leave 97% of his fortune to charity. Conrad N. Hilton Foundation is a focus of disaster relief and recovery treatment. Recovery is focused on disaster relief and recovery, treating children with HIV and AIDS, poverty alleviation, and supporting homeless shelters and more. Now Barron is reinforcing his message to Paris and his family from beyond the grave. He was the second largest philanthropist in America in 2019 with $2.4 billion he donated to charity. He is likely to be near the top of the list of most generous Americans again in 2020. Still, since he still has $2 billion to donate. Paris isn't hurting for money with her personal net worth being at around 300 million. Nicki isn't doing too badly either with 40 million. It turns out being a reality TV star, celebrity pays well, something their grandfather might not have anticipated. Other heirs of the Barron Hilton include 8 children, 13 or more grandchildren, and 4 sets of great grandchildren. How much are they getting? 5 apiece. Nicki went to marry into the Rothschild family. She's definitely not hurting them. Okay, so she married up. Yeah, see. Yeah. So let's get into this. I believe we could litigate the claim to. We need to release. We need a release that's sufficient to get our goals accomplished. What I mean, the wording of these people. I mean, they have this dead language of threats, right? Sackler said in a response to the question from a lawyer for the U.S. Bankruptcy Trust, if the release fails to do that, we will not support it. The U.S. Bankruptcy Trust 9 states and the District of Columbia are objecting to the company's settlement plan, largely because it will grant legal protection to the members of the Sackler family, even though none are declaring bankruptcy themselves. Yeah. See what I mean? The concept has sparked protests as well as federal legislation known as the Sackler Act that would bar such deals known as third-party releases, which are granted by bankruptcy courts in some parts of the U.S., but not all. The bill has sputtered in Congress because they are all given money by rich billionaires. Suits against the company and Sackler, including from several states, have been paused since Purdue filed for bankruptcy nearly 2 years ago. Another fucking maneuver. If the reorganization is approved, it would freeze those suits forever. I mean, how are you not just furious with this shit? And what I mean, meanwhile, the cops are running around murdering people, and they're like, that gives them some other thing to fucking talk about and protest about and look about. People are fucking being ridiculous at work. That gives, if none of that was going on, you would have your eye on these people and their shenanigans. This is so big because this thing affected 1 million families, 1 million dead people, right? And they're talking about, no, you should put them out on the fucking street. First, give them each 25 years in jail, and then throw them and take everything, all the pretty baubles, all the toys. The arrogance of that statement. Essentially threatening the nation, right? We're too big too big to fail? Yeah. All right. Suit against the company Sackler, freeze that forever. That's outrageous. Sackler's family members are also seeking protection from future lawsuits over opioids and any action involving Purdue, even those that had nothing to do with OxyContin. You know what? You should not be able to keep this company. Right? The government should take it into receivership and give you $1 for it. The Purdue reorganization plan does not have a cost for the Sackler family members. They would be required to give up ownership of the company, right? With future profits going to abate the opioid crisis. They will also have to contribute $4.5 billion in cash and a travel trust fund over time. That money is also slated to go to efforts to battle the crisis, with some going to victims and their families. But a report commissioned by a group of state attorney generals said that because of most of the payment come years from now, the Sacklers could use investment returns and interest to build even greater wealth while they make the payment. The family collective worth is estimated to be nearly $11 billion, which is much built on the sale of OxyContin. You know what? Take 75% of their wealth. You take the company and you take every single penny they made from OxyContin, right? That gives them what? You want to take half? Yeah, you gotta leave them $1 billion to fucking tool around with, right? But people need to still go to jail. So when you get out of jail after 15 years, you can go back to your giant mansion, right? General population, people. This really is ridiculous. In the hearing on Tuesday, David Sackler, who was on the Purdue board from 2012 to 2018, was asked whether the family will emerge with more money in a decade when its shares will be paid off than it has now. I don't think anyone can say that with certainty, he said. That's an invasion. The plan is that the sale of other companies, mostly international drug companies, will fund their payment in the settlement, he said. Sackler also testified before a congressional committee late last year, stopped short then and on Tuesday of an apology for the family or company's role in the opioid crisis, which has been linked to more than 500,000 deaths in the U.S. alone. And they were selling this shit in Canada, in Mexico. They had the same problem in England, right? Oh, wow. Because the company markets opioids, like I said, we bear more responsibility to try and help. And that's what this settlement is designed to do. Yeah, more responsibility to try and help, but we're not responsible for anything. Wow. He was later asked if the company had legal responsibility for the toll of the opioids. We don't believe our conduct was illegal in any way, he said. We want to help. Family members have long taken a low profile in business, but a public role in philanthropy amid protests over their role in opioid business. The Sackler family has seen its name removed from wings and galleries at institutions, including the Louvre in Paris. New York Metropolitan Museum of Art is reviewing the matter. During the question from Maryland Assistant Attorney General Brian Edmund, David Sackler said that when he joined the board, he hoped that selling more OxyContin will help fix the burgeoning addiction and overdose crisis. The company had just introduced a reformulated version of the powerful painkiller that was harder to tamper with to give us a faster high. The company had just introduced a reformulated version of the powerful painkiller that was harder to tamper with. Okay, it was hard to tamper with to give users a faster high. It's been successful in reducing the incidence of nasal ingestion and abuse, Sackler said. The idea of increasing sales was to take market share from non-abuse deterrent products, thereby reducing abuse of the category and as a whole. What is going on with my reading? So take market share from a non-abuse deterrent product, thereby reducing abuse of the category and a whole and reducing opioid overdoses and a whole. I guess that's as a whole. Instead, Purdue Makers shares climbed, and that's the ghoulishness of people. And the opioid overdoses increasingly from heroin and later illicitly produced synthetic drugs like fentanyl continue to increase. Fatal opioid overdose in the U.S. reached a record of more than 70,000 last year. Last year, August 17, 2021. This was 3 days ago. We have a small favor to ask. Okay, right. This story's over. This is the Guardian asking me for money. I love this thing at the Met. It's an amazing thing. It really is. And they put it in a nice place. I mean, it's the centerpiece of this thing. It's beautiful. Oh, here you go. Pictures. The grandparents, Isaac Sackler and Sophie Greenberg, Jewish immigrants who arrived in New York before the First World War. They had 3 sons. First son, Arthur, died in 1987 at 73 before OxyContin was invented, and his heirs have not benefited from its sale. His third wife, Dame Jillian Sackler, is active on the philanthropy circuit. Elizabeth Sackler, Dr. Carol Masters, Arthur Felix Sackler, Denise Marica. Benefit, I guess, his 4 children, right? So one daughter, these are the married names. Benefactor of the Elizabeth A. Sackler Center for Feminist Art at the Brooklyn Museum. Elizabeth had distanced her branch of the family from her uncles and cousins, called the OxyContin wealth morally abhorrent. Second son, Mortimer, died 2010 at 93. Former chief executive of Purdue Pharma. His third wife, Dame Teresa Sackler, is active on the philanthropy circuit. Okay, so they both have wives who are his third wife, and they're both of their third wives. So he died in 87 at 73. He died in 2010 at 93. They both of their ex-wives are socialites. Both of their third wives, rather. 3 are board members of Purdue Pharma. What? No pictures all of a sudden? Eileen Sackler Lefcourt, director of Sackler Lefcourt Center. Kath Sackler, founder of Acorn Foundation. Mortimer David Alphonse Sackler. No, I guess he just chills. Samantha Sophia Sackler Hunt, married to co-founder of the Seattle Coffee Company. Michael Sackler, film producer, founder of Roots Nest Ventures. Sophie Sackler, married to England cricket Jamie Dalrymple, cricketer, so she's married to an athlete. Marissa Sackler, well known on the art charity circuit. Okay, and the third son. Let's do it. Ugh, good Lord. Died 23 at 97, former chief executive of Purdue Pharma. His wife, Beverly, 93, was a board member until recently. Jonathan Sackler. Richard Sackler, former president and co-chairman of Purdue Pharma. Raymond, grandson of Richard. Oh, boy. All right. In 2007, Purdue Pharma pled guilty to federal felony charges that the company misled regulators, doctors, and patients about the OxyContin risks of addiction and abuse. Sackler family members were not charged, and that is your problem. The family owned Purdue, based in Connecticut, with an arm in the UK called Mundipharma, developed other markets for opioid, denies all wrongdoing amid the current litigation, but there are signs that a giant court settlement may be around the corner between Big Pharma and the city, county, and state authorities from across the U.S. that are all suing. Mississippi lawyer Mike Moore is confident there will be a deal to help pay for a catastrophe that the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention estimate is costing U.S. $78 billion a year. $78 billion a year. More help secure the historical $246 billion, excuse me, a so-called big tobacco settlement against cigarette companies in 1997, and the $20 billion settlement against BP for the 2010 Deepwater Horizon spill. He declined to name the law firm or discuss which family members might be targeted in any expansion of the pharmaceutical case. And the OxyContin areas don't want to talk about it and talk about any of it. It is known that 7 members of the Sackler family are on the board of Purdue, but the company, excuse me, will not disclose who owns shares or how much individuals are worth. That only fuels the question: who are the Sacklers? Naomi Sackler. She's yes, yeah. Madeline Sackler is a filmmaker. Jacqueline Sackler, second from right. Her. The American Museum of Natural History had some gala with Ivanka Trump and Amanda Hearst. Yeah. Googleman. Claire Bernard. I don't know. Yeah. We are deeply troubled. Exactly how wealthy each cycle is or how the income investment flow is private. Mortimer and Raymond, relatives in the U.S. collectively declined to comment in a via public relations representative. A request for comment to a representative of Mortimer Sackler relatives in Britain will not return. See, that's that arrogant shit. The Serpentine Sackler Gallery in Kensington Gardens, London. See, they just bribe people and throw their money around, and then they get to do shit like this and not go to jail for it. I don't even know what to tell you. It is quite a thing, right? Um, it's quite a thing. We've been streaming for a little less than an hour. It is getting dark. When sunset?
Sunset will be at 7:49 p.m. today.
All right. So sunset is at 7:49. Normally we hang out for sunset. All right. I thought this whole thing was serious, and it's not. Excuse me. Wow. Wow. First time. The first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, she's cursed. When it comes to loving me, come on, light. She's worth. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Oh my God, I'm trying to get my mood back. I feel a slow, soft depression coming on. You should always do something about it. People get depression, I believe, is a fact of it's a fact of life. I think everybody gets it. Sometimes sad and melancholy lasts a little longer than you want it to, right? But I believe everybody gets it. And you don't have to take fucking pills and shit for it. Here, this will do. But everybody's told that they're sad all the time, so you got to stay on drugs and pills and uh, yeah. Just sometimes it's like women, right? Women talk about they cry a lot and all this stuff, right? Being in your emotional place. I don't know how often crying is a thing. How much you should be crying. All right, I can't tell you if it's too much, but I think there's a male version of that. Um, and you just kind of like, oh, I just don't feel it, and it can last for like a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, but it shouldn't last too much longer than that. And now my hand is wet from this whole thing. Where is my? Uh, all right, I don't know. I don't know, man. Man, this hurricane is moving on us. Yeah, handing your kids to random people over the razor wire because you may not be able to get out, but you want them to have a future. So now you've got a 3-month-old on a plane out of Saigon, and by the time you get to the other end, nobody's gonna know whose baby it is. Nobody's gonna know the baby's name, and in 35 years after Afghanistan is or someplace else is pacified, right? They'll go back there like all those kids who were going back to Vietnam in the 80s, looking for family members and talking about how they were adopted in the U.S. All right, so what are we doing here? I'll take it. Perfect. I'll take it. Yeah, they both say that's an E. Okay. How did he said this? So this is G. This is a D. Good job. A little horrible, but this is a D. I'll cut this one off. Ooh, that's not good. All right, then here. Man, my fingers are weak sauce. That is not a good C. Then back here. I'm not hitting these notes tightly. All right. And I want to be a little further away from this table. It's all right. Hold on. Am I even in the right fret? Yeah, I'm not in the right fret. Ah. Oh, it's not good. All right, hold on. It's got it. This is this is it. Oh my God. That's how I know. This little I've been at D so many times, I know where to get to the D. Yeah, man. So I don't know. It's I've got to fix my act. Wow. I'm like getting worse, if that's even possible. This is my D, 7th fret, right? This is my D. I'm sorry, that was my G. This is my D, 7th fret. Slide up one, slide back one, back to D, G. Or I could be up here doing my G, Ds, and D. Oh my God, it's G, D, C, back to D, D. This C is murder. Do that other C that. So this is my D. This is my C. Hey, the metronome recognized that as a C. Good job. So let's try the whole thing. I always I'm fine. Man, I'm missing it. Let's try this again. We've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. Thank you if you're still with me. Tomorrow night will be guitar practice, where I think we're going to try and really nail this song this week. Maybe that'll put some wind in my sails, man. This week is bad. We'll see what happens. This C is murdering me. Okay, let's practice some D to C's. Sense memory. All right, let's get a metronome going too. I need 2 of these. Actually, we need this up 60 beats, right? So, there's another D. I think this one, right? Isn't this a D? Oh, no, wait. He was doing, no, this is my G. I can do G's this way. And then so now I got to learn a new way to do G's up here to get to the C, or stop being a. All right. But this would be better because then I could just. I am bad at this. If I do that, then I gotta just lean over here and dull this. This is my C. This is the worst C ever. Then you went to the wrong fingering. The rattle. I take a beat. Yeah. That rattle. Take me far too long to get here. And it's sloppy as all get out. How do people do this thing? Let's lower the tempo by a lot. That's not by a lot. If we can get faster than that, we're not quite that bad, I don't think. Let's do 40. Slow as fuck. Let's try it this way. Forgot what I was doing. I'm in the wrong place. All right. Put your fingers where you're supposed to. When is sunset?
Sunset tomorrow will be at 7:47 p.m.
Okay. When was sunset today?
Sunset was at 7:49 p.m. today.
What time is it now?
It's 7:52 p.m.
All right. Well, we missed it by a couple of minutes. We've been missing it a lot. That rattle. Okay, let's try this. Two strokes a bit. I'm gonna be at this all night. All right. I forget where I'm at. What's going on here? Sounds weird. God, are you serious right now? Oh my gosh, this is really, what is going on with this strap? This is really murdering me. All right. That was sloppy, but that's the verse. That's the full verse. Or we could do it down here. There's no way I'm getting these fingerings. Oh my God, I'm so bad at this. I'm gonna have to cut this nail off. My striking game is shit. All right. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. My strumming is not great. This whole thing is not great. We can begin dimming the. All right, hold on. We can start closing some of these curtains. That's pretty good. It's not going well, is it? It isn't. It's not going well. I'll be right back. All right. Couple of shit. Spilled it. A couple of things are gonna happen here. One, I'm spilling everything. Oh, let's clean this up. Ooh, luckily, we have a giant towel here. Wow. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. I'm having a bad week. Ugh. Ooh. All right, we need to tilt it down now. All right, so I'm gonna need. These can dry out. That's fine, but this needs to be cleaned, and so does this. Ooh-wee. Wow. See, this is why I keep towels in here, because I'm telling you. Ugh, all right, well, I know what I'm going to be doing. I guess I'm going to be ending the stream so I can clean off my gaming table. Ooh. All right, let's put this here. And let's tackle some of this towel. Wow. That is pretty fucking fantastic. Let's put this in the trash. Huh? Told you, having a bad week. Oh, good Lord. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Sometimes the most mundane shit gets you. It's the stuff you did not see coming. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Ooh-wee. Try not to close this. This is a good distraction. It sort of is. We can just lay you right here. And I still got wet towels. I mean, wet towels, dry towels. Where was that thing? All right, here you go. I have yet to use this Stream Deck, but I don't want to get it gooey and sticky and disgusting, which it is now. This is ruined. It happens. Gamer tables spills. So tired. I want to be pissed off at this, but I'm not even able to be, because I fucking expected something like this today. Oh, how did it get in all the pages? Oh, well. Is this even drying? So fucking angry right now. How absorbent can fucking paper be, for God's sakes? Come on, guys, give me a break. Yep, ripping to shreds. Here we go. I'm sure I can find it. Yep, there you go. I'm sure I can find it online now. Well, there you go. This is still good. Am I missing any? Excellent. All right. We need more paper towels, and I need to wipe my hands down. Give me a second. I guess we're gonna end the stream. Yep. All right. Yeah. It's been that kind of day, that kind of week. If Feinstein retires, Elder would replace her and change the Senate. You know, you better watch all of these connected rich folk telling you what you should be paranoid about, because you only ever hear them when the people are sick of somebody, and then they show up. What the hell? Let me put this up there. What has Rob Reiner done for anybody? Yeah, you make good movies. I get it, but man, come on, Rob Reiner is just he's just another rich dude telling you to listen to other rich people. I mean, okay, we're gonna leave some of this under here just so this could seep through. Uh, this is an old toy. But yeah, here's the thing. Now all of a sudden you got to demonize Larry Elder. Why? Right? You voted for a freaking guy who had an affair with his good friend's wife, and his oh man, and his good friend was dang it, his good friend was his campaign manager. So that guy sucks. Uh, oh boy. Sorry about that. That thing was soaking. I had to throw it in some water. Luckily, I've got a million of these stupid things, and I generally use them to place like a cozy, I guess. But you got to see a rare and beautiful thing. You got to see me spill something. I've been a gamer for a very long time, more than most of you guys have likely been alive, you kids. Um, and I don't spill shit, especially not at my gaming table. Everything I eat comes out of a bowl, you know. So it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm having a fucking week. It's like God has decided to fucking stick his finger right in my eye. And that's fine. Um, God can stick his finger in anybody's eye he so chooses. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I have a ton of these things. I don't know. I don't do any of the shit I like anymore. What does that mean? I should make it a point to paint, right? Always, you don't always have to paint when the feeling hits you. Maybe I should just sit my ass down and paint, and draw something. I don't know. Woo-wee. This is not easy to do. You think it would be, or maybe if I did it like this. Paris Hilton is worth $300 million. She undid her whole family. What if you were used to getting by on like 7 million, $8 and $9 million a year? Now all of a sudden, all you have from your super rich $1 billion pops is what? You know what I'm saying? It's a thing, man. And people are talking about I won't leave my kids this money. Yeah, they're shitty people, but you could have raised them better. Don't blame the money, right? Most of these people do not care about anything else but themselves and their yacht memberships. And look at how important I am on this uh, you know, this committee or that, board or whatever. They don't know you. They don't see you. They don't care about you. And then all of a sudden they're 90, and all of a sudden they want to be, uh, what is when you give your money away? But it's like they're trying to get into heaven. It's like you're not helping me with these tax dodging, tax dodges rather. Uh, sort of. There you go. Sort of charities you put up. All these charities that don't help anybody, but they're always on PBS talking about this has been brought to you by this bullshit, that bullshit, and the other bullshit, right? And the so and so foundation. And viewers like you. Okay, viewers like me. No viewers like me what? Because I don't fucking know what viewers like me want. All right, so let's put this here. Where's that paper clip? The rest of these goes here. Where's that paper clip? Here it is. The Sackler family. We'll let it get forever. No, you won't. No, you won't. The idea of that is wild and amazing to me. No. Nope. Yeah, I guess we're not playing the guitar anymore. All right, what time is it? It's 8:15. We've been streaming for an hour and 38 minutes. I think we're gonna crash this out here. Let me cut this off because it's telling me my tones. I normally have a speaking voice of A and G. Okay, well, other than fluctuations, it looks like G is my tone. Yeah, I guess it is. Cool. I wonder if anybody sings in the key of G. Can I cut the stupid thing off? There you go. Yeah, it's been a day. Oh, now I gotta put this back in the kitchen. I should just keep this in here. Put this here. Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a week, and look, this is about the way this week should end, right? Me spilling shit all over my keyboard, and luckily it didn't hit my keyboard, but tired. I'm annoyed. Yeah, it's a day. I'll be back tomorrow, as I always am, unless some thing happens. I don't want to take a day off. I'm going to take a day off after like the new year. See what happens. I got to get through this first few weeks now. Yeah, guys, I want to thank you. William, thank you for coming through. Good to see you again. I hope be careful during this hurricane, man. Protect yourself, get some snacks, make sure you're properly situated, just in case you need to hold up for a few days. The rest of you, I want to thank you for coming through and spending, a little time with us. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. CD, CD, GCD, DD, GD, CD, GC, DC, GD, CD, GD, CD again, GC, D, 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 D. Yeah, we're gonna learn this. We're probably try and learn this evening. For tomorrow. Thanks, bro. I will see you in the next one. And like I said, be very careful, very, very careful. And we will see all of you tomorrow at the 20 or 20 or so, at the 20 minutes or so of guitar practice, where we're going to try and nail this because I really want to know this song. Oddly enough, this is the first song I'm going to teach myself. Just because the what you would call it, the tutorial is so good. It really is so solid. And now I'm off to practice my D's to my C's and my C's to my G's. And then I'm also going to practice middle of the fret, C, D, C's, and G's. I think I've got a pretty good run at the arpeggio, right? I think I did that pretty good. I think that's right. That's not it either. Did I forget? I just forgot it. Did I just forget it? This is my D. No, I'm supposed to be up here. Then D, right? Take forever. Yeah, I think I got it. Just can't. I'm not moving anywhere near as fast as ouch, as fast as I should be. These fingers don't work well wet. And man, what a day I'm having. All right, so guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a really good. If I don't see you, I hope you have a really good weekend. Take care of yourself, all of you. Those of you guys in the hurricane zone, please take care of yourself, especially you, William. And everybody else, if you're not, chill, hang out with your homies, wear a mask. Not while you're hanging out with your homies, but if you go out into public, because it's not you, it's other people who may be sketchy. So think of it that way. And live long and prosper, my brothers. I'll see you in the next